Anyway, welcome back to the topic of Great Scott Marcus. Jesus Christ.
That got out of hand.
That did. Although, for some reason, now I want fried pickles. What the fuck? What's wrong with me?
I'm a little spotty still. Come on.
Yeah. Damn it.
Come back.
All right, so let's try getting back into the topic. If it doesn't come back, we'll just restart on the second half of the topic. So let's give it about 5 minutes. So anyway, welcome back to Great Scott Marcus. I'm Scott. That one's Mark. Here we talk on Skype that sucks about shit. So this YouTube video isn't getting covered by advertisements.
Sorry, Microsoft.
Microsoft?
Don't they own Skype?
Oh, but Google owns YouTube.
My God.
Yeah,
what have we done?
YouTube would be the one that's giving the advertisements.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, this fucking guy on YouTube.
I think he'll come back though.
Doesn't even know how YouTube works. So that's kind of another thing I like. I watch YouTube all year round. I like coming into a season where it's not just kind of like we're just talking about stuff to talk about stuff. I like it when it's just like there's all these games and all these movies and all these TV shows. I find that the more I watch particular personalities, the more stuff I find to deviate on. And of course, that's going to happen. That makes complete sense. But it's just like, when I deviate with a personality as opposed to a friend, it's more of like oh, you're really pissing me off because I'm sitting here and watching you just rag on this thing that I really like, and nobody's countering your point, and there's obvious counters to your points. So, it just gets you a bit more irked. And so when they're just kind of talking about, like, content that's current, it's just like, oh, now it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTube almost basically gets better, especially in gaming.
In the fall?
Mm-hmm. And obviously that doesn't cover all seasons, but I kind of talked about all seasons right there. But, what I really miss, and there's nothing I can do about this, was the bike rides. I used to ride like 16 to 25 miles at a time in Columbus on this awesome trail. And
is it the Scioto Trail or whatever they call it? Or
Trail? I don't want to give away too much about our whereabouts, Mark.
You don't live there anymore.
Yeah, I know, but this is the internet. People get really fucking creepy.
Sorry.
So yeah, like there's this one time I did wipe out. It was raining, and that was kind of my fault, and so it was slick in the leaves and whatnot. But actually, a couple times I wiped out. No wonder I have hip problems. So yeah, like those trails and just Columbus is such a great city.
It's pretty good.
It's such a nice city. It's a very social city. Great to walk around in. Great to, walk around and walk with people and have conversation, or walk alone. I would say being on the campus, but actually this is the part I wanted to return to. Being on the campus and walking around was awesome, but obviously I'm not going to go back to the campus. That would make me a townie.
But it's so fun. It's actually interesting, like, seeing all the new buildings that have gone up, and, like, just in the past 5 years since I've graduated, like, holy shit, things have changed.
I'd go back and, like, take a singular walk, but then, I wouldn't revisit for a while. But the other thing is, like, finally not having school fucking work. Like, at least by my experience being in an adult work environment, a lot of adult jobs you don't bring your work home.
You never do.
Only on rare occasions. Like, my mom brings her work home. Very rarely does my dad bring his work home. And I intend to not when I can. So it's like, it's nice to, again, have this place that I'm just like, this is... and I get to be here, and it's not interrupted by schoolwork. And in retrospect, that's probably why I hated doing homework right here, because I had this desk in college, and I just, this was my spot.
Yeah, I mean, I could never, a couple times I'd brought like my schoolwork home, and it never really worked out because I'm like, oh, my bed's right there. So yeah,
You were lucky. You had that. You had
I
that.
did the studio,
Yeah.
so like all my work was capable of being done there.
Mhm.
But then it's just like if I wasn't getting shit done there, and I was tired, like I'm just gonna go home and work on my computer there. But that
And
never fucking worked either.
You could find some spots on the campus where you could sit down and like do schoolwork, but then there was always movement. Even
There's always people around.
yeah,
Yeah.
even at the new library, it was just like there's always fucking people moving about, having conversations, and it was always hard to study there too. So like, yeah, having that secluded spot where other people are either doing homework or just not bothering you in any way, shape, or form, movement or talking. That was lucky. I wish I had that because this was not ideal.
I guess it kind of like goes in line with like the seasons and like in at least my study condition. You know, I had the studio, and thank God, you know, that was only spring, winter, and fall because it was like trying to be cooped up in there during the summertime would feel like damn near impossible. You know, it's just like doing work and then looking outside and like, holy shit, it's so nice outside. Like, what am I doing here? You know, but in the wintertime when you want to be kind of, you know, bundled in and homely, like it wasn't so hard to, you know, stay in the studio all day and, you know, do work and try to, you know, stay productive.
I feel like in the winter I actually had the opposite experience of that when
Really?
it came to school. Because everything was so cooped up, you know, doing more cooped up activity. Back then, you know, like the immaturity was still so
Pretty out of whack.
Yeah, it was out of whack where it was just like, I just want to go out and drink and party. I'm having a stroke. Yeah, like
Sweet.
yeah, like winter was tough for grades, and if I knew that, you know, now or back then, what I know now, I totally would have taken it easier on on courses during the winter because it was a lot harder to get out, and getting out would have been nice. And that was also just kind of, you know, back to maturing mentalities. It was tough to just fight that college atmosphere, and you got, like, college is such a juxtaposition of itself where it's just like, study and do good to get a good job. And then, like, everything around it is just party really hard and care about nothing else.
Yeah. And then you get your good job and you still like I want to party, but I gotta go work hungover.
And of course, we also, you know, talk from a college that was in the city. Of course, I also went to Bowling Green, where there was plenty of bars and plenty of houses that hosted parties. And of course, there are plenty of colleges that don't have that atmosphere, but still, it's that atmosphere around most colleges is a problem. And I would have been better off without it, and I think most would be better off without it. Spent way too much on drinking.
Yeah. You know, it's funny though, I'm thinking college and seasons is like in the springtime when it's like it finally hits 50 degrees outside, and of course, as everybody knows, we're in Ohio.
Didn't feel as dirty back then. It just felt
not only that, but it's just
relieving.
like it hits like 55 degrees, and like then you see everybody wearing like shorts already,
and it's
like,
just like
t-shirts.
it's not.
It's 55.
It's not that
It's
warm.
a different, man. It's a different 55 in the spring than it is in the fall. In the fall, when it's 55, you're like, Jesus Christ, it's cold.
Because
You're
our
used to, you know,
our bodies
89
adapt
degrees.
to particular weathers.
Yeah.
But even still, like when you put, or at least I think a good number of people, when they put shorts on and it's still that cool, it's like, it's a bit too cold with that breeze. It's just like, shouldn't have done that.
Whoopsie.
I'm gonna hurry to class and maybe, you know, go into one of the men's bathrooms and blow dry my balls.
Never did that.
Nor did I, but the thought crossed. You know, I was never one of those people who wore shorts, but that was always my thought. I was just like, this is kind of cool. Yeah, like this is kind of one of those things. I always thought it was just like, I'm in jeans and this is pretty cold, and I get, you know, like if you have you know, extra layers, if you're a pretty meaty guy, whether it's with muscle or fat, you know, like
the way you put that.
I completely get it. But like, you know, for guys who are my size and wearing shorts, it was just like,
My size.
either of us. Like, it was just like, I would seriously, consider, like, hand warmers. Like...
Oh, I feel like that could get out of hand real quick, though.
Oh, yeah.
Slightly out of place.
Oh,
that might be the worst of the two scenarios. Either, like, too cold or really fucking hot.
When I worked at the bar, I had hand warmers at my feet and in my pockets, and, I was just like, oh, I'll be fine. And I think it was a 4-hour shift when I was at the door that night. And
You got patio, you? Rip? No.
No names, dude. Come on. No, I was not. But Jesus.
See, I get too involved in the whole like just friendly conversation. And
I
this
get that. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of good though, because it's just like I'm being myself.
Oh yeah.
You know,
definitely. But you gotta have that filter in your brain.
Just bleep over it.
Especially with like PewDiePie coming out recently and being like, "Stop showing up at my house." That's definitely like.
Someone show up and buy me beer, then I wouldn't mind.
It's not that. It's just we're not popular. We're not popular, and that's
right.
Great. You know, like, but if it ever got to that, like.
And some asshole decides to do the research.
Yeah, like somebody might show you, go look trolling for you at local bars and might stumble across you, and it's just, and they're just a troll, and you know, it's just like that, and so that you know, when they go looking for you in a social environment like that translates to their social behavior in real world, and it's just like that shit's scary, you know, like seeing PewDiePie post that, like, no, like that's scary because like Christina Grimmie was shot by an over-obsessed fan, or at least that's what I've heard.
That's what
read.
I had heard too, right?
Yeah. And it's just like that's fucked up.
It's scary.
So like definitely recently I've put this filter in my head, but yeah, so like at that bar, not that I work there anymore, and not that I go there, but still, you know, like, just don't want to give out too much personal information.
Right.
So yeah, I like after 2 hours, I was just like, I gotta go to the bathroom and take these things out of my feet before they burn off my toes.
Yeah, it was cold out. It's even kind of worse. Like I've been like thinking the idea of going to grad school, which I'm sure I've talked to you about.
I was going to ask about that. Where your
one of
head's
which
at with all that.
is in Chicago that I've been really looking at, and everyone I mentioned that to, they're like, oh, Chicago's awesome and it's a great city, but the winters are brutal, and they are. You know, like you think Ohio winters are bad. Chicago's right on the lake. It's got lake effect snow.
Oh yeah, Chicago, especially with that
Cleveland,
wind.
Yeah, Cleveland can get it, but I think Chicago gets it because it's literally right there. And I'm just like, well, it's one thing I'm gonna get used to. But so it's like, it's kind of ironic, maybe not ironic, coincidental, helpful that I've had this mindset the past couple days about like my kind of love of winter and fall and being that homely body and not necessarily needing to be outside all the time. You know, it's like if I were to move to a city like that's super cold in the wintertime and just utterly brutal, like I would have absolutely no problem just staying in and watching movies and catching up on
But
shows.
on the other side of that, the school would unfortunately force you to be outside.
Oh, I have to walk outside at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So
that would suck.
So,
well, it would be. I think the school's all in like one building, so it wouldn't be like walking around campus, so to speak.
For me, the thing that like when I hear that, I'm just like I'm done with school because I want to go to the things I want to go to. I want to go to work, which would basically place me in one building, and then I want to go to home, and like I'll shop when I want to shop. So if I don't want to shop for the next 2 weeks, I'll stock up, and like shit like that. Huh?
What's the grocery and stocked up?
Oh man, see, like I wish I had done that more in college, done more of the stocking up, because like I feel like I went out too much to grocery shopping. Granted, back then it was a different kind of mentality, but like
Oh yeah, 'cause
like
you're always on the go and busy, and shitty food was 5 feet away.
My parents do every week shopping, and I look at that and I'm just like, no.
I'll go to the grocery store like 1 to 2 times a week usually, but it's usually I have to get non-perishables like fruit and stuff.
I might make a stop, yeah, but
right, exactly. Like full-fledged shopping, no way.
Yeah, like snack food. I wouldn't mind if I had snack foods that just sat for 3 weeks. Granted, some would go unopened for like those first 2 weeks, but like, yeah, like I would stock up like it's winter all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I just
even
bought
during
like
the summer.
Probably like 3 pounds of chicken, like a pound of ground turkey. Stuff like I'm not gonna eat meat now for like 4 weeks. A bunch of fruit that were on sale, and I freeze them for my smoothies.
I should have done that more in college.
Yeah, oh for sure. Yeah. I never really thought about it. I was too busy buying fucking Hunger Mans and Stovers.
Yeah.
Not that those weren't great meals, but I'm sure it wreaked havoc on my body at the time. But I had youth at my side, and now I don't have that youth, so now I don't buy them anymore. It's that easy.
This has really been another bag of cats, but I really enjoyed this bag of cats.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable. I'm just kind of
Ramble entertainment.
Yeah. What winter used to kind of allure to, though, is, snow days, which can happen if you're in college. It's rare, but it can. But
I was thinking about this.
Like sledding and snowmans, like making that shit, like that was always so much fun as a kid. Anymore, you're just like, well, snow day from school, I'm just gonna fucking not put pants on and watch the Jurassic Park trilogy.
We get snow days, but like down south they get hurricane days, and like
really?
Well, you gotta imagine, because like entire areas just shut down completely, and I'm sure a lot of them suck because like they have to leave their home and come back to damages and wait for repairs. But then I'm sure there are other times where it's just like I get a hurricane day because we're barely getting any of the problems here. We still have power, and like I was just thinking about that. I was just like, I had always thought like the one reason I like living up here during the winter during school is because of snow days. But then when you think about it, it's just like everywhere actually has like some kind of natural
disaster day.
Yeah, tornadoes and earthquakes and shit. But I think earthquakes would probably be the worst, though.
Yeah, I don't think they'd like cancel. They'd just be like, well, obviously, just don't fucking come in.
Yeah.
Watch the news, like
shit could just
6.7 magnitude hurricane.
Hurricane. God.
Yeah, 6.7 magnitude hurricane. Actually, that'd be a fucking insane hurricane. It's only go to Category 5.
Category 6.7.
I don't think that exists.
It would basically destroy like half the United States.
It would be like that John Cusack movie.
Oh God.
Was it 2012, I believe?
Oh yeah, that one. That was bad.
Storms.
The other weather one. The
Day After Tomorrow.
Thank you. Day After Tomorrow. That one was actually pretty good.
Actually, I don't think I saw that one.
Really? That's a pretty good one. That's worth seeing.
Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, he's in that.
I might have seen part of it, but not all the way through. Oh well.
Anyway, so
maybe I'll watch it this winter. Yay!
So. This has been another topic from Gray Scott Marcus where we really did not care about what we were supposed to talk about. But I loved it. It was great. We had a great time with it. Mark, anything left out of you?
I don't believe so. I was like, I think one of those other rambles probably could have been a topic and switched them around, but whatever. Fuck it.
This was good. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you for watching, and do all that stuff that you do for other YouTube channels if you feel so inclined, because we need it.
And do good things.
And, yeah, get out there and, start
the Starbucks line where you buy the person's coffee behind you and just feel good about it the rest of the day.
The world is not that negative. It is not that bad. Do good things, see good things. Be good out there, Internet.